Any kind of reason, a dude can bust you down and then you embracing a sexual liberation. And it's not until you fail that you start to look at your life holistically, in hindsight, when it's too late to say, you know what? The window and the wall is raising and the window is closing on me and I need to get my life together because I need to find a good man. No, because at that point, you've become a liability instead of an asset. Even your reputation, because for men, your reputation and your word is all you have. So if you're a reflection of me and everybody had you, then why would I take you seriously in your inability to be able to vet a wife effectively? If you picking this liability as the mother of your children, then why would I take you seriously as a businessman when I know that everybody that I know then already bust her down? Come on, man. You and the way in which you've carried yourself as a woman all the way up until the point to where we meet you and then we determine whether or not you're a bust down or a wife is the real vetting process to determine whether or not you're a liability or you an asset. Everything you do, the same way that I described it as far as a man going through what it is that he's going through in order to get to 30 years old, and then he's deciding whether or not he want to really become the man he's supposed to be, or he's deciding that he want to be the pookie for the rest of his life, is the same way that you need to be looking at your life and your reputation because it precedes you. Every dude that you've slept with, every decision that you make, what you look like, the surgeries that you have, the attitude that you rock with, whether or not you respect people, how you treat them, how you value corporate America versus your own family, what it is that you lean into as far as your femininity versus your masculinity. Can you turn it off? Can you communicate effectively? Can I take you around my mother and you not embarrass me and then I say, that's a hoe, why are you dealing with her in the first place? Determines whether or not you're an asset or liability. Most men don't want to deal with women that are liabilities. They will bust you down, but it don't mean that they gonna marry you. It means that you're an asset. And don't let no woman, ladies, hear me clearly. Don't let no woman at all, I need you to really pay attention to me right now. Don't let a woman, I don't care if it's your mother, I don't care if it's your grandmother, I don't care who tells you, don't ever let a woman trick you out of your bag. Don't ever share your relationship details with somebody outside of your household. Hold on to your marriage for dear life, unless it's in extreme circumstances where it's domestic violence or something crazy like that. Don't let nobody trick you out of your marriage. It gets better. I don't care what he did, you can get over that junk. Because I'm just telling you that the next person that you're going to run into on Bumble or whatever dating app that you jump on, he cheated on his chick too. It ain't going to be no better for you out there. If your goal is to grow, and again, we got to look at it holistically, and I've already given you the blueprint of how it is that you're supposed to re-engineer your life, your relationship, and everything that you do in your life. Again, for those of you that's just joining, all your life, your entire life, from the time that you jumped into kindergarten all the way up until you graduated in college, they taught you what the goal is, and they told you to reverse engineer it and put milestones in the way in order to ensure that you continue and to complete the process. So when you were in college, they told you was a freshman. They gave you general education, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and then they broke it down into more milestones, semesters, grades. If you want to get into this particular school or college, this is the milestone that you have to hit. You reverse engineered it and you met the expectation because that was the thing that you really wanted. You have to look at your relationships and the person that you're trying to build with, not as a person that I'm trying to settle for or whether or not he can take care of me, but what is it that I want my life to look like for not only.
Oh shit, what up, dog? Man, shout out to Anton Daniels, you know what I'm saying? That's he been a good example for a dude like me on a couple of different factors. Everybody know I went legit not too long ago. Now I made it to being six figures legitimately, trying to figure out how I get to that seven figures without going back to any of my old routines. But man, wow. So like with all of the things I do, this is a conversation that comes up a lot. And I have been trying to figure out a respectful way to answer it for myself, because what it all boils down to, like, love and liking somebody is on a smaller scale than we put it on as black people, period. And we can't keep expecting somebody else to value us more than we have valued ourselves. Anton put it in a great way. He put it in a great way. If a man picks the wrong woman, nobody's gonna do business with him. Facts. That's the, no matter how you may not like how that sound, no matter what it is, that's just the truth of the matter. So like a guy could love you with this all his heart, but if picking to be with you or allowing people to know he's with you or allowing you to represent him, that shit could ruin everything you work for. Now, is liking somebody or being in love with somebody worth ruining the future of your kids? I don't think so. And then somebody that's worth ruining your life for is not going to put you in a position to ruin your life, because they're going to be doing things with their life where they don't want their life ruined. And I say that to say this, like, don't nobody else set your value. You do. I do. You know what I'm saying? And young ladies, when you 15, 16, they try to trick you and tell you your body is something you control and you should be liberated. I mean, I guess that is true. But you also control the lights and gas in your house, and you wouldn't just turn your furnace on to 90 and let it run. You wouldn't just leave all the lights on in the house and leave. You get where I'm going with this? You would be way more respectful and appreciative of how you utilize that gas or that electricity, and you kind of need to treat your body the same way. Otherwise, you devaluing yourself for the man that's gonna actually love you. And he's gonna have to actually love you and leave you, or just fuck you, or just fuck around with you because of the decisions you made beforehand. Now, fellas, if you partnered up with one of these women that is a liability, and you already in the deep end, any opportunity she give you to walk away and pay the cost. Because to turn something from being a liability to an asset is hard. It's not impossible, but it's hard. And if we're talking about humans, they're gonna have to recognize the value in themselves before you can turn them into an asset. Or you're gonna have to use them in a funny way. I mean, it can be done. I don't want you to think that if you're in this situation, there's nothing you can do about it, because it is. And fellas, if you choosing women that are liabilities, just know your workload gonna be double. It might be triple. I'm not saying you can't succeed with a liability, because you can. But you're gonna be working harder. You're gonna be working harder, and you're gonna get counted out of a few things and not invited to other things. And we boil down to the fact of, is it worth it? Most of us men, we may not have made good decisions growing up that would make us the best friend or the best boyfriend. But most men, I say about 60% of men made, well, no, I can't even say that, because this shit's so fucked up now. A large portion of the men is suited to be husbands. You take the money aspect out of it, most of them ain't did too many things that you would have to hold your head down about. But flip side, even the most classiest girl done did a couple of things that she's gonna lie about or have to hold her head down about, or you may be embarrassed by. You know what I'm saying? And then ain't nothing worse than a successful dude picking to be with a woman that losers done had their hands on. Because they can't wait to tell everybody how, oh man, me, the loser, had that woman before the winner did. So ladies, before you ask a man to be in love with you or to be your man, make sure you in love with yourself and you would be your man. Because a lot of ladies are demanding a guy settle down with them and pick them, knowing goddamn well if they son brought them home, they wouldn't fuck with them. So ladies, be honest with yourself. If your son brought you home, what would you say about you? You know what I'm saying? And that's how we need to look at it. I'm going to make sure my daughter understands that she's a stock. She is a stock. And it's up to her if she's a penny stock or a Fortune 500 company. It's up to her if her stock pays a dividend or not. It's up to her the value of it. You know what I'm saying? And ladies, just let me know. Ladies, let me let you know. Some of y'all don't deserve the man y'all got. But he dumb enough to love you anyway. And you know what you do? You allow your friends, your family members, all the people in your life that's jealous of you, you allow them to stake claims on your relationship. Now smoke this over. If you are a liability, and you got to be honest with yourself, you say, what's a liability? Oh, you got kids and the father's not there. You've been married before. Your credit might be challenged. You're not where you want to be as an individual. You don't have the car you want. You barely can pay all your own individual monthly bills. Craziness in the family. Missing immediate family members. Bad attitude. I can go down the line. If you know you got these things going on, and by some miracle, some dude loves you and treats you right, and is dealing with you through your situations, don't allow the people around you to ruin what you got by comparing what you got to the lies they've been telling you. Because chances is, if you're a woman and you're a liability and you're trying not to be one, or you're trying to do the best for yourself, all you know about your friends is what they tell you or what you see on Facebook. So don't allow their lives. Don't allow the lies about their lives to affect your reality. Don't do that. Don't compare your real life to someone else's fantasy that they put on Facebook. And then you fuck around and lose your man. And as a man, I kind of got a problem with this because, like Anton said, a lot of people we choose to deal with are liabilities. But when my problem come in that as a man, when I get compared to another man's relationship. Now the problem when you compare relationships is this. As a man, I'm in the locker room. I'm in the locker room with this guy you comparing me to. So while you thinking he faithful, I know he the worst kind of cheater in the world. While you thinking he responsible, I know he credit card living. You get where I'm going with this? And then guy code means I can't tell you that this guy's a sorry piece of shit. But it ain't guy code that puts you women in these situations. It's you believing that lying ass bitch that's been a liar since y'all was in granddaddy van. Or since y'all was in elementary school, or since they lived around the corner and y'all was kids. They lying to you now. And they want you to feel like what you have is less than what they have. When truth be told, all that matters is that you ain't alone that night. And when the bill man come and you can't cover it, somebody standing behind you like I got the rest. What really matters is somebody rolling your trash can out. That's what matters. So don't allow your friends, like my man said, don't allow them to trick you up out your bag. I done took a couple losses like this, and not one of them females that compared our relationship to somebody else didn't regret it afterwards. And a lot of the times the relationships that mine was compared to didn't last. No way. It started after mine and ended before mine. So what does that tell you? But in the interim, I had to be compared to somebody that was not even going to finish the game. So ladies, man, it's pretty clear that a lot of us is taking y'all on as liabilities. You know what I'm saying? But once we take you on as a liability, you don't have to do this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, Anton put the shit so good, it's hard to even do a reaction video to it. Everything he said is true. I'm just translating it for the more ignorant. You know what I'm saying? We out. And yo, what's for you is custom made for you. And a lot of us be lying to ourselves about who we are. You know? Your man come home at 2 in the morning, but truth be told, you want that free time. we need to start being honest with ourselves. That's just a lightweight example. But a lot of times, the things we don't like about people, we be kind of needing them in our day, but we don't want to be real with ourselves about them. Some people really do need that space. Some people really do need to be up under somebody. Some people really do need somebody in their life to keep them on their toes. And unless we being real about what it is we need or looking for as individuals, gonna keep having relationship trouble. Me personally, after the mistakes I made, I would say don't get in no relationships, don't make no babies till you 100% the man you want to be. And then that way, people follow your lead how you need them to. And when they don't follow your lead, you secure enough to where it don't matter. That's my opinion on all of this shit. We out.